Why do good people often face the most hostility? Why does the light of kindness attract not only admiration, but also hatred? And why does silent, invisible envy sometimes hurt more than open hatred? On the Stoic Mindset Serenity channel, we explore the truths that shape our lives. And today we'll delve into a timeless reality. Envy when good people are attacked. Envy is more than just an emotion. It's a quiet venom that erodes the soul. It can shatter friendships, ruin families, and even push entire communities into conflict. Seneca once wrote, "The man who is envious of another is punishing himself." Envy, before it harms its target, begins by destroying the person who holds it. So why do good people so often become targets? Because the light of kindness always exposes the darkness in others. When a person of integrity, discipline, and compassion appears, they act like a mirror, reflecting the weakness and irresponsibility of others. And instead of changing themselves, many choose to attack the source of the light. Marcus Aurelius reminded us in Meditations, "When you are offended or harmed by someone, remember they act as they do because they think it is right. If you understand that, you will find tolerance instead of anger." The person who envies you is not really against you, but against their own insecurity. Imagine someone who has lived carelessly, avoided responsibility, chased fleeting pleasures, and resisted growing up. One day they meet a person who lives with discipline, peace, and kindness. Instead of feeling inspired, their ego feels threatened. That kindness acts as a mirror, exposing their own failures, and the pain from that reflection gives birth to envy. This envy can show up as sarcasm, rumors, or even malicious actions. But deep down, it's just a silent admission. I cannot accept myself when compared to you. For those who live a righteous and moral life, this experience is almost unavoidable. Marcus Aurelius also wrote in Meditations, "You will meet with people who are troublesome, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, envious, and unsociable. But remember, they cannot harm your soul unless you allow them to." This is the essence of Stoic resilience. Envy can damage your reputation, test your patience, and stir up storms around your life. But it cannot touch your inner fortress unless you open the gates to it. When you are attacked for your goodness, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to anger, retaliation, and exhaustion. The other leads to tranquility, dignity, and inner peace. The path you choose not only defines your character, but also shapes the legacy you leave behind. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our own reactions. Epictetus once said, "It is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." If you believe the envy directed at you is a personal betrayal, you will suffer. But if you see it as just a sign of the light you radiate, you will stand unshaken. Let's take an example. A teacher dedicates her life to her students, going above and beyond her duty. Yet instead of being appreciated, she is criticized by her colleagues. They whisper behind her back, they mock her, they try to tear her down. At first, the pain is very real, but then she realizes their envy says nothing about her. It only exposes their own insecurity. Her dedication revealed their apathy. Her kindness reflected their coldness. And from that moment, she was set free. She continued to teach with all her love, not allowing the noise to shake her. Envy, in the end, is an admission. It is the silent voice of a soul that has not yet learned how to shine. I haven't learned how to become the best version of myself. This does not mean we must always endure in silence. Stoicism doesn't call for weakness. It calls for wisdom. If envy turns into violence, slander, or harm, justice needs to be served. Standing up and protecting your own dignity is also an act of virtue. The difference lies in the motivation. Retaliating out of anger only brings you down to their level, but acting for justice keeps you upright with reason and serenity. Envy is nothing new. History is full of good people who were harmed by those who couldn't stand their light. Socrates was sentenced to death because his wisdom made the powerful feel insecure. Jesus was crucified because his message of love threatened the old order. Gandhi was assassinated because his nonviolence exposed the violence of others. In every age, envy tries to suffocate good, but good always endures. The voice of envy will fade, but the echo of virtue will live on. The greatest people are often the targets of envy, because as Seneca once said, "No one throws stones at a tree that bears no fruit." So how should we live when surrounded by envy? The Stoics left us a clear path. First, don't personalize the envy. It's not really aimed at you. It's someone else's internal struggle. Don't carry what isn't yours. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not in your control, then leave it out of your mind." Second, protect your inner peace. Don't waste time arguing or explaining yourself to people who are blinded by jealousy. Epictetus advised, "If someone speaks ill of you, do not defend yourself. Simply reply, 'He certainly doesn't know about all my other faults.'" Third, cultivate compassion. See the person who envies you as an unhealed soul. When you are compassionate, you do not let their bitterness disturb your peace. Fourth, keep shining. Never dim your light to make others feel more comfortable. As Seneca said, "The wise man is happy to live in accordance with nature, not to please the crowd." Fifth, fortify your inner fortress. Every day, meditate, reflect, and remember that everything is impermanent. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Time is a river carrying all things along. Today's envy will be but a speck of dust in tomorrow's memory." My friend, if you are enduring bitter words, envious glances, or attacks simply for living a good life, be steadfast. See those attacks as proof that you are on the right path. As Epictetus emphasized, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and mocked. Envy is not a sign that you are wrong. Envy is evidence that you are shining, and light is never extinguished by darkness. It only shines brighter. If these words have resonated with you, let serenity guide you beyond this moment. And if you wish to continue building your wisdom, strengthening your soul, and walking the Stoic path, I invite you to subscribe to the Stoic Mindset Serenity channel. Share this video with someone who needs it, and together let's build a community where wisdom triumphs over envy and serenity becomes our shared strength. Until next time, stand tall, stay calm, and let your light shine.